This is my improv. Wait, actually, I nearly forgot. Oh, spooky flashlight. This is my improv story. Starbucks drive-thru. Okay. There was once a little boy called Terry, and his mum had a little wee obsession with Starbucks coffee. She couldn't go through a day without having a Starbucks coffee, and she was a very busy lady. And one day when Terry and his mum were out on a drive, they were going on a trip to Legoland. She was like, I need some fucking coffee. I need some coffee. Terry's like, what? She's like, what? I just need some coffee, darling. I just need some coffee. We'll be stopping by the drive-thru. There should be a Starbucks drive-thru nearby. She starts itching her arms because she's getting withdrawal symptoms. Terry's like, Mum, are you okay? You look a bit strange. She tends to look at him like, Terry, I'm fine. Mummy just needs a coffee, okay? So they turn up at the Starbucks drive-thru and they get in line, and Terry's mum starts getting a bit impatient. She's tapping her foot, but her foot's still on the gas, so the car is going woo, 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 a little bit forward each time, until she eventually bumps into the car in front of her, and the guy in front says, "Hey, watch where you're going." She's like, sorry, I'm just looking forward to my coffee. Terry, meanwhile, is just sat here in the driver's passenger seat, not the driver's seat. He sat in the passenger seat just chilling, like, Mum, what are you doing? I'm very embarrassed. As most kids probably are about their parents. And she eventually gets to the front where the coffee, what's it called? The little automation speaker thing where you speak into it for your order. It's a speaker and a voice comes through and says, "Hi, welcome to Starbucks. What can we get you today?" And Terry's mum says, "Can I get your Halloween special spiced coffee?" The woman on the other end says, "Yeah, of course we can do that. Would you like extra special dust?" Terry's mum looked very confused. Dust? What do you mean by dust? And the woman on the other end of the line said, "Oh, it's special Halloween dust that we're putting on the coffee. It tastes really nice. I've had some. It helps me stay up at night. It's really tasty." Terry's mum looked very interested. "Okay, I'll have some special dust in my coffee." "Okay, that'll be $3.95. Come to the front desk when you're ready." Terry was confused because the lady hadn't even asked Terry's mum what size of coffee she wanted. But he just didn't say anything. They went to the front. Terry's mum picked up her coffee, paid for it, and they left. Terry was also surprised it was also $3.95 because Starbucks is very expensive. On their way to Legoland, Terry's mum was taking little sips of the coffee every now and again. This tastes so good. What is this special dust? Because she speaks English. What is this special dust? She pulled over and took the cap off and had a look. And it just looked like little red sprinkles. She was very confused. She put the cap back on, took some sips, and they just continued to drive. They got to Legoland, had a great time. Terry had an absolutely amazing time. He saw lots of Lego and land. And when they were done at Legoland, Terry's mum drove them home, and she of course finished her coffee before they got there because she was a very thirsty girl. And on the way back home, Terry's Terry noticed that his mum was being very impatient. She was tapping on the wheel. She was tapping her fingers. She was once again moving, like bobbing her leg up and down, like stamping the floor, tapping her legs. He assumed it might be ADHD or something, but this wasn't usually how his mum acted. So he said, "Mum, are you okay?" She again looked at him and said, "Terry, I'm fine. Terry, don't worry about it. We're all good. Like, we're fine here." And he said, "What do you mean, we?" And she said, I'm fine. Don't worry about it, okay? Just have a little rest and we'll be home in no time." They got home. Oh God. Welcome to the stream, Amy Chippy. Thank you for the follow. I was just in the middle of doing an improv story, so welcome. So, Terry and his mum, they went to Starbucks, they went to Legoland, and on the way back, Terry's mum was being very impatient, tapping her fingers, moving her legs. She was being really suspicious, moving her eyes all around, like darting all around, looking for something, it looked like. Terry was very creeped out, and when they got home, Terry said, "Okay, Mum, I'm gonna go get ready for bed. Good night." Meanwhile, Terry's mum was just in the corner staring at the wall, and she was scratching the wallpaper, and she looked like she was ripping it open, like she's looking for something. "Okay, Mum, good night," he said, and he made his way up the stairs. He got himself ready for bed, he got his pajamas on, he brushed his teeth, he got into bed. He just lay in bed for a while with his little night light on, and he was thinking to himself, why is my mum acting so strange? I know how much she likes coffee, but she's acting really weird today. He eventually went to sleep after being alone with his thoughts for a bit, and he woke up at 3 a.m. to the sound of really loud scratching. He got up and he went downstairs for where the sound was coming from, and his mum was still there in the corner of the room scratching the wall. She was scratching it so furiously that the wood behind the wall had started to come off, and there were giant claw marks where her fingers had been scratching. It was dark at this point, so Terry couldn't fully see his mum properly, but he got closer to her. "Mum? Are you okay? What are you doing to the wall?" Terry's mum once again turned and looked at him. She didn't look like Terry's mum anymore. Terry's mum hasn't got it going on. She had fangs coming out of her face. Her skin looked shrunken, her skin looked pale. Her limbs had gotten longer and her skin was pulled taut over her bones, like her skin was too small for her, like, bones. I don't know if I'm phrasing that right. Like, she's wearing a skin suit and a skeleton could no longer fit in it. I think she's turning into a beaver. And her fingers had gotten so long, they looked like long claws. "Terry," Terry's mum said, "go back to bed." Terry was absolutely startled. He quickly tried to get out of the room. He backed against the wall. "Mum, what's wrong with you?" He wasn't laughing. I'm laughing. "Mum, why am I laughing? Mum, why am I laughing? Literally. Mum, what's wrong with you? Why do you look so strange?" "I can't stop thinking about coffee, Terry. It was that special dust that the barista put on my coffee. There was something in it. There was something in it." Terry was so startled, he started to call 999. "Hello? Yeah, there's something wrong with my mum. She's turning into a strange creature. I don't know what's going on." Terry's mum suddenly slammed the phone out of Terry's hand and it crashed against the wall and smashed into 1,000 pieces. "Terry," Terry's mum said, "go back to bed." Terry screamed and ran up the stairs and slammed his door shut and went to sleep. As best as he could anyway, because of the situation that had just arisen. He woke up again at 5 a.m. and went out and his mum was still there doing the same shit. He was so confused. Mum, please tell me what's going on. Terry's mum looked around at him and she said,
I can't stop thinking about it.
Thinking about what, Mum? Coffee?
Thinking about flesh.
Thinking about cash?
Thinking about flesh.
Flesh? Terry's heart sunk and his chill went down his spine. His mum lunged towards him and bit his throat, ripped open his stomach, and ate his insides. And no one ever saw Terry ever again. The end. Sorry, that could have probably had a better ending, but... You wanna know how I know that's a real story? You wanna know? Because I used to work in a 999 call receiver job, and I received that call from Terry. I didn't actually work in a call receiver job, that's a joke. But I was there, and I received that call, and I disbanded the police to Terry's house, but when they got there, all they found was a Starbucks coffee cup and a splatter against the wall. So, there you have it. That was a weird job. But yeah, I don't really know what happened to Terry, don't know what happened to his mum, but that's all I heard from the policeman that I disbanded to the house. Yeah. And that was my improv story, Starbucks Drive-thru. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Let's go.